Hey everyone, welcome back. So, one of you left an absolutely fantastic question in the comments about our Genesis work, and you know what? Today we're going to dedicate this whole explainer to answering it. This is a good one, so let's just dive right in. Okay, so here's the comment right here. This viewer pointed out what seems like a major conflict. Genesis, the text, is pre-exilic. It was written before the Babylonian exile, but the gematria cipher we use was really formalized in the post-exilic period, after the exile. So the question is, are we using a tool that's too new for the text? Is this whole thing an anachronism? It's a really sharp question, and it absolutely deserves a clear answer. And first off, I just have to say, thank you for asking this. Seriously, it shows you're paying close attention to the historical details and the linguistic accuracy. And that is exactly the kind of deep thinking we love to see around here. And that's really the main thing, you know? Questions like this aren't a problem for the work. They actually make it stronger. It gives us a chance to kind of open up our toolbox and show you why we're using the methods we are, step by step. This gets us to a really core idea in any kind of historical study. The tool you use to analyze something doesn't have to be as old as the thing you're studying. Let's break down what that means. So look at it this way. On one side, you have the text, Genesis. It's ancient, it's pre-exilic, it's the fixed object we're studying. On the other side, you have the tool, the gematria cipher. It's post-exilic, and it's just an analytical lens. It's kind of like using a modern magnifying glass to look at an ancient coin. The glass wasn't made in Roman times, but it sure can help you see the details that were stamped into that coin 2,000 years ago. And honestly, this is something scholars do all the time. It's completely standard practice. Think about it. We use modern software to scan and analyze manuscripts that are thousands of years old. We apply modern grammatical rules to make sense of ancient languages. We even use pronunciation rules that were developed after the exile to read text written before it. We never demand our tools be as old as the subject. The same idea applies here. So if the age of the cipher isn't the real issue, then what is? Why choose this specific cipher? Well, it all comes down to how well it performs and how consistent it is. We use this cipher because it checks some really important boxes. First, it gives us numerical stability. That's just a way of saying the patterns it shows aren't a coincidence, they're mathematically solid. It reveals incredibly clear geometric and symmetrical structures hidden in the text. And maybe most important of all, we see these same types of patterns showing up not just in Genesis, but all across the Hebrew Bible. That suggests there's a real, deliberate design at work. So this is the crucial takeaway. We need to shift the question we're asking. It's not when was this tool created. The real question, the only one that matters for the analysis, is does this tool, this cipher, reveal a stable, measurable, non-random structure inside the text? And from everything we've seen, the answer is a resounding yes. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's make this practical. Let's do a quick test run. Does this method actually show us any kind of order in Genesis 1:1? Well, right off the bat, the verse itself gives us a massive clue. Genesis 1:1 is made up of exactly 7 Hebrew words. And as you probably know, in biblical thinking, the number 7 is foundational. It's the number of divine completion, of perfection, of order. That alone hints that maybe, just maybe, there's a deeper design here. And here's a super quick look at how the tool actually works. It's pretty simple. The cipher just assigns a specific, unchanging numerical value to every letter in the Hebrew alphabet. So for any given word, like Bereshit, the very first word, you just add up the values of its letters to get a total. We do that for all 7 words in the verse. Now, we'll save the full breakdown for another time because it's a deep dive, but the result is just stunning. The numbers you get for those 7 words aren't random at all. They form these beautiful, intricate patterns and symmetries. What looks like just a sentence on the surface suddenly reveals this profound, hidden order. The cipher takes what could seem like chaos and shows you the clear design underneath. So yeah, let's bring it full circle. A huge thank you again to the viewer who asked this. Your sharp thinking and your curiosity is what pushes this whole project forward and helps all of us get a deeper understanding. And that brings me to all of you. Where do we go from here? What are you most curious about? Should we do a side-by-side comparison and see how different ciphers stack up against each other? Or would you rather just see a full, no-holds-barred numeric breakdown of Genesis 1:1? Let us know down in the comments. You guys are in the driver's seat for the next one. Because that's what this is all about. A really good question doesn't shut down the conversation. It just opens up a whole new level. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.